Alright, guys. So, can someone raise a silent hand and tell me what is foreshadowing? Alright, Sean, go for it.
Foreshadowing is a word, it's a sentence that tells you, foreshadowing is a sentence that gives you a hint what's about to come on in the next chapter or next page.
That's perfect, right? Foreshadowing is a hint that the author gives us about what's going to come a little bit later in the book. Go ahead, build on it.
I would like to build on it with Sean because foreshadowing is like a warning.
Yeah, foreshadowing can be a warning, right? Do you have an example of that, Jayla?
So one foreshadowing I found in the book is they weren't dressed yet. So that's a foreshadowing because if they're not dressed yet, that means you have to prepare them. Like she's like telling you they aren't dressed yet, so they're not prepared.
Okay, so how's that a warning?
Because it's a warning because they aren't ready. So you need to like give them a warning so they can get ready.
Okay. So it's warning them that they have to get ready. Alright.
No.
Maybe, kind of. Alright, yes, Gabriella? Do you want to share your example? Do you need a second to find it? Alright. Deja, do you want to share yours?
Yes. Another day in LA, a long time after our name reclaimment, it'll be 3 years to be exact.
Okay, so how's that foreshadowing?
Because they're telling you that what's going to happen next in 3 years. That you're reclaiming. But that's,
Alright, hold on a second. Sean, do you want to clarify? Go ahead.
that's not a hint.
Why not?
It's not a hint because it actually tells you what's going to happen. It's not a really hint.
Yeah, great job, Sean. So, Deja, that's a good find. It's definitely something interesting that we read in the book, right? Can you read your quote to us one more time and loudly so everyone can hear it?
Another day in LA, a long time after our name reclaiming 3 years to be exact.
Alright, so it's another day in LA. What's he describing? The present or the future? Raise silent hand. Present, right. He's saying today is another day in LA. 3 years after the name reclaimment, right? So 3 years after the name reclaimment. That's also today, present day. So when did the name reclaimment happen then? Past, present, or future?
Past.
Past, right? Raise your hand next time. Good job. It happened 3 years in the past. So foreshadowing, that tells us about something that happens when? Past, present, or future? Deasia. Future, right. So is this something that happened in the future?
No.
Right. But it's still a great find. That was definitely a sentence that I would highlight if I was reading the book. So nice job. So, Deja, do you have another example?
No.
Alright, do you want to look back through your book to try to find something that tells us about, that gives us a hint about something that's going to happen in the future, right? Deja, it's not going to say, like, in 3 weeks we're going to Disney World, right? That's not foreshadowing, right? It's more of a hint. So, can someone raise their hands and tell me their example that they found? Christian, go ahead.
I found one, but then I found another one that was a little better.
Pick your favorite. Pick the best one.
No, I found it.
Okay.
So on page 88, one of the a gang walks in, and then they back out because the other people were too tough for them, the football players.
Right.
And then Louise, on his trumpet, does a note that stands for the worst thing you can say about somebody's mother. And then the leader says, "Oh yeah, trumpet boy, I know where you live." So I think maybe that then he's gonna go like hunt him down.
All right. That's a really great example from Christian. Good job.
I have a question.
1 second. Just going to clarify, elaborate on this. So why is this a really good example of foreshadowing? It has all the components. Micah, tell me.
I think he's telling what he's going to do to him, like in like a way. He's trying to say like what he's going to do to him.
Right. So, but he doesn't say it explicitly. He doesn't tell us point blank, I'm going to come to your house and hurt you. Right. He just says, I know where you live. so you can just sort of figure it out that something bad is going to happen. So, do you have something to add to what Micah said?
No, I have
Alright, so you have foreshadowing. I mean, we're going to take 1 second because Jayla wanted to share hers, right? Jayla, go ahead.
Tonight will forever be told in is the skin of my mind.
Say it again, a little louder.
Tonight will forever be told in the skin of my mind.
Tonight will forever be tattooed in the skin of my mind. Alright, that's actually a really interesting quote. Does anybody know, can you tell me what literary device is using here? It will be tattooed in the skin of my mind. Something that you learned last week. Deasia, do you know?
No, I have a foreshadowing.
Okay,
Metaphor.
we're going to discuss Jayla's. You're right, say it louder. What is it?
Metaphor.
It's a metaphor, right. Jayla, why is it a metaphor? Do you know? Gabriella, why is it a metaphor?
The symbol is the one that is used for
Oh, because
is
1 second.
like or as,
A simile uses like or as.
and the metaphor uses of.
A metaphor might use is, but it definitely won't use like or as, right? So a metaphor is what? A what that doesn't use like or as. Raise your hand.
How do you find a metaphor in the book?
Why would we use a metaphor? To do what? Go ahead, Jayla, why would we use a metaphor? To predict? Not really, right? What do we use to predict? What device do we use to predict? Sean.
To keep the readers, keep the readers what's the word I was about to say, and let the readers have an idea. Let the readers have an idea what's going to happen next.
Alright, so predict, let the readers have an idea what's coming next. These things are all things that I'm thinking of when I think of not a metaphor, but what? Jayla, do you know? Alright, give me 1 second and then I'll answer it. Deasia, do you know?
Simile.
It's not a simile. It's the word that we learned yesterday. What word helps us tell what's going to happen next in the story?
Oh,
Right?
foreshadowing.
Right. Raise your hand next time, but you're right.
Okay.
So predicting, finding out what's going to happen next, that's foreshadowing. For a metaphor, we might use that. Remember, we could say if someone is really tall, we'll say that person is a giraffe. Something. Why would we do that?
Not
Gabriella.
To describe
Right, to describe the person, to describe what happened. You'll hear people say it's a comparison, right? Because you're comparing that person to a giraffe. You're comparing the memory to the tattoo in Jayla's quote. It's a comparison and it doesn't use like or as. So, Jayla, read your quote one more time.
What I have before?
Yep.
Tonight will forever be tattooed in the skin of my mind.
And what literary device is that?
Metaphor.
Metaphor. Perfect. You got it. Sean, what's up?
Can I share my foreshadow?
Go ahead, share your foreshadow.
It says our band has no actual Our band has no actual musical plan.
No actual musical plan. Alright, so what's that a hint?
It's a hint that they might make more, like make a musical plan.
Okay, it's a hint that they might make a musical plan in the future. Alright, sounds good. Nice job, Sean.
Can I read something?
Alright, you already read one. So I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna talk to you a little later. Micah, what's your foreshadowing?
You can walk fast. Foreshadowing and assembly.
Alright, let's hear it.
Like Papa said when we got by no eyes upon, that is the person's true test.
Alright, so what's that a hint about?
Foreshadowing.
Okay, foreshadowing is a hint about what's going to come next. So what do you think is going to come next, Micah, based on that?
I think what's gonna come next is he's gonna meet someone.
Who?
Officer Pastor.
Officer Pastor? Alright. Okay, maybe he's gonna meet Officer Pastor. Maybe someone else. I think that is foreshadowing. I think you're right. Maybe someone else is gonna have that true test when no one's eyes are upon him. That is a person's true test, right? Because it's happened once before, and then it's happened again, right? All right, Roberta, did you want to share yours? No. All right. Anyone else want to share? Gabriella?
Too bad you could tell if they're firing weapons.
Sorry, one more time.
Too baggy to tell if they're firing weapons.
That's a really good one. Guys, what do you think the hint is there? What do you think is going to happen next? And can you read like the sentence before that so everybody remembers what's going on? What is too baggy to tell if they're harboring weapons?
They're dressed for dancing, wearing pants so baggy on false dress, and they could slip off. Too baggy to tell if they're harboring weapons.
All right, awesome. Gabriella, tell us what's that a hint about? What's going to happen next?
There's going to be like a play or something.
It's going to be a play?
Well, they might change.
They might change their clothes?
No. They might. I guess the pants are weapons.
I remember we were talking about this yesterday. What did you say yesterday? You had a really good idea yesterday. Do you remember? Okay, so who else has an idea? What do you think that's a hint about? If you can't tell if there's weapons in their pants, what do you think? Jayla? The pants are too big? Maybe that might be true. But what's the hint that the author is giving us about what's going to come later? Maybe in the next chapter or later in the evening. Micah, what do you think?
Did she read it again?
Yeah. Read it one more time, Gabriella.
Too baggy to tell if they're harboring weapons.
So that's when the gang comes into the school dance, remember? And they're wearing clothes that are too baggy to tell if they have a gun or a knife in their pocket, right? You can't really tell. So what's that a hint about, Micah?
So maybe like, is it like pants are so stuffed in the
Alright, that's interesting, right? So maybe if since people can't tell if there's weapons in their pockets, then you can't like call the police on them or something, right? So what I was thinking, and what Gabriella said yesterday when she read this quote was, this is a hint that maybe some weapons are going to come out and someone is going to get injured, right?
That's what I said yesterday.
That's what you said yesterday. Alright. Alright guys, so good job looking for foreshadowing. Give me a fist of 5. How well do you think you understand foreshadowing at this point? Sean, fist of 5 please. Deja, fist of 5. How well do you understand foreshadowing?
Oh.
Okay. 5 means I could teach it to someone else. I really definitely understand it. 0, fist is like I have no clue. I could not identify it. Alright.
This goes from. I got 5.
Go.
When you first told about it, I got 0.
You got 0? Okay.
It's the 5.
You had a pretty good one, Sean.
Huh? I did.
Alright, you have to be honest, because if I think you have a fist and then I come like spend all this time with you when you are.
When you first told it, we were like this.
Okay, well let's do it now. Fist of 5, everybody. Alright. Thanks. I think Miss Shelley has something for you guys.
Roberto, and Micah.